Welcome to the Elevate Media Podcast. I'm Chris Anderson, your host. I'm looking forward to diving into today's episode and giving you a little bit more direction so you can elevate your business, elevate your life, and make a difference in the world. If you like anything you hear today, make sure you share it along, make a difference in someone else's life. And if you do like something, make sure to go to Apple Podcasts and rate, review, and subscribe. It makes a whole world of a difference for us here at the podcast to continue to do this, to bring great guests, great information to you so you can elevate your business, elevate your brand, elevate your life, and take big steps moving forward. Thanks again, and let's dive into the episode.
All right, welcome back to another quick episode of Elevate Media Podcast. I'm Chris Anderson, your host. Today I want to tell you a little story, and then we'll wrap up what that story means and how it might resonate with you in your life. So this story is about how to hunt a monkey. Now, before you send me a nasty email about we shouldn't kill animals, blah, 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 just hear me out. We're not actually going to kill monkeys. Now, they try to in some countries and some places, and maybe this monkey was wreaking havoc. Maybe it was breaking things, and they're trying to hunt it. They're trying to get it out of there, and they couldn't get it. They would go out, and this monkey would be out there, and they would see it, and the monkey would be out there. They'd see it. They'd go chasing it around, trying to shoot arrows, throwing rocks, slingshots, all that fun stuff, trying to get this monkey that's wreaking havoc in their village, in their city, and they just couldn't. The monkey was elusive. It was too quick. It was swinging to the trees. They'd miss. So they were never able to catch this monkey until they did. And so now fast forward, there was this young boy, and he was with his grandfather, and they were sitting. Let me take a step back. So this man and child they were going through the local zoo, and they got to the monkey exhibit. And the monkeys are swinging around, running around, being monkeys. And the man looked to this little boy, and he said, "Do you know how people used to actually catch monkeys? Because they're so elusive and fast, and look at them swinging around. Do you know how they actually caught monkeys back in the day?" And he said, because they used to try to chase them up trees and shoot arrows and all this stuff and get them, and they couldn't ever get it because they're too elusive. What they would do is they would put a big, heavy glass container that kind of went up and got skinnier at the top, kind of if you think of the shape of a Coke bottle, except bigger. It was big enough that they could put their hand and arm down into the container, he said. And so they would put these containers out on the floor of the jungle, and inside they'd put a piece of banana or a mango or something, their favorite food for this monkey. So in this bottom of this big, heavy glass jar that got narrow at the top, just big enough for the arm to get in there, they would put the favorite food of the monkey, he said. And so then after they set this trap, they would take a step back and just hide, waiting for that monkey to come check out that jar and find that its favorite food's inside. And so they were waiting in the jungle and with this trap set, hoping that it might work. And so what would happen is this monkey would come out and he would see, oh my goodness, my favorite food is inside. So he would reach his arm down into the jar and grab that piece of food. And then he would try to pull his arm out, and he couldn't, because his hand went in unclenched. But when he grabbed that food, he made a fist. And that fist couldn't fit out of the neck of that jar. And so he was stuck. And it was too heavy for him to run away. He couldn't pull it and run away because how heavy the jar was and how attached it was to the ground. So there's no way that this monkey could escape his trap without letting go of the food to get his arm out. But rather than just letting go and being able to pull his arm out and being free, he would persevere. He would continue to go, and he was trying, yanking. He was trying to run with this jar, and it was just too heavy, and they had it attached to a tree, a stake or something, so he couldn't run off. And he was just using all his energy, trying to get his arm out and take it with him, and he just couldn't do it, and it wore him down. And eventually, the hunters were able to come and trap him, get a net around him. If only he would have let go of that food, he could have freed himself and escaped. But he didn't want to let go of that food. And so the man, looking at his son there at the zoo, said, "Don't be like that monkey. In life, to fight another day and grow, as a person, you've got to know when to quit. You've got to know when to let go of whatever's holding you back. You've got to be able to let go of whatever's holding you back. And so that's the story. So the moral of that story is that there are things in our life that we're holding on to that are actually hurting us, that are actually hindering our growth. Maybe it's a group of individuals that used to be our friend that just aren't going in the same direction. Maybe they're holding us back. Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's an addiction. Maybe it's a mindset. Maybe it's a lack of action. There's something we're holding on to that's keeping us trapped where we're at. And we can stay there and we can wear ourselves out and we can make no progress and we can stay trapped. Or we can grow as a person and we can let go of whatever we're trying to hold so tight to and free ourselves. That's the story of how to hunt a monkey. So I hope you can ponder that, take something away. I hope something spoke to you through that story. And I just wanted to share that today in this quick tip episode. So go out, elevate your business, elevate your life, make a difference in the world, and we'll talk again next time.
And thanks so much for tuning into this episode today. If you found value at all from this episode, please leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. It just helps us get this show, these messages out in front of more people. And don't forget to share this with someone who you think could benefit from listening to as well.